even know my mom made $70,000 or $60,000 a year. I remember the last week we were in Chicago, man, and we realized that we were getting screwed, basically. My phone started ringing. And I picked my phone up, man, and it was an unfamiliar number, but it was a dude named Drew Raj from Def Jam. And, you know, I picked it up, and he was like, yo, is this Sean? I was like, yeah, who is this? He's like, man, this is Drew Raj from Def Jam, man. Yo, man, do you remember this guy named Don C, Kanye West's manager? I was like, nigga, do I? Like, of course. And he was like, oh, man, well, they've been trying to get in contact with you for over a month now, man. He was like, man, somebody at the radio station gave us your number. You know what I'm saying? Well, I just wanted to call and make sure this was your number, man. Don C should be calling you in the next 48 hours. So the next day was a regular day of school. Well, actually, it was a half day of school. And I remember I had to take my girlfriend to work that day. My phone started ringing, and it was this other chick I was messing with. So, you know, my phone ringing, I'm like, oh, I don't want to fuck with this chick right now. I'll delete, you know, ignore. So I ended up dropping my girl off, man, going to the crib, eating some food, falling asleep, all this shit. And then I checked my message and it's Don C. And I remember the message was like, yo, Big Sean, what's up? It's Don C. Yo, man, I'm real busy, man, I'm real busy. Well, call me back as soon as you get this, man. I'm trying to get in contact with you. So, you know, I ended up calling back hours later, but, you know, he still picked up. And basically, we arranged a meeting. They were coming to Detroit in the next couple of weeks. And when they came for their performance, they wanted to hear some new music from me and my boy Pat. So the only new music we had was from the situation that we just got like screwed in. You know what I'm saying? Where we owed them 60,000 or whatever odd dollars. And you know, we ended up telling the producers, like, man, we need this music. So when Kanye and them come to town, like, we can play our new music. And you know, at first they was like, man, we ain't giving y'all the music till y'all pay us at least half. So basically we came to an understanding that they were gonna drive from Chicago the night of our meeting so they could meet with Kanye too, because you know they were trying to get on as well. So you know, that meeting ended up happening and Kanye ended up really liking their music. And I remember that time when they came to Detroit, that was the first time Kanye was like, man, you know, I've really been listening to y'all shit. I really mess with y'all, man. I think, you know, the situation I'm in with Sony Music right now is kind of crazy as far as my label goes. But man, if I could find a way to like get around that, man, I would want to sign y'all, man. Y'all niggas dope. And you know, we like, oh shit. You know, it was a dream come true to hear one of your idols say they want to sign you or do business with you, you know? What he did say was like, yo, so what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to meet the other half of the label, the president of Good Music. His name is John Monopoly. And you know, at the time he was the president. So the next couple of days after that, we ended up flying to New York to meet with him in the Sony building, downtown Manhattan. We ended up meeting with John Monopoly and he really liked our music. And even though me and Pat was in a group, me and him had a couple solo songs by ourselves. And I remember John Monopoly listened to our music, and when he was listening to my solo song, he ended up really liking that song. And then when he was listening to Pat's solo song, he just kind of like skipped over it. So basically John Monopoly said, look, I really like y'all, here's the deal. You know, I'm gonna give y'all some tracks to work on. You know, based upon how good y'all do on these tracks, you know, after you send them back, we'll talk about if we want to do a deal. So it's like with that mentality, we went back to the D and went the hardest we could on them songs. I know in my mind, I was like, man, we gotta go the hardest we can because this is our one chance to have a better life. A couple months went by and we sent them like 10 new tracks. And then I remember one day after school, our manager hit us up and was like, yo, man, I got some feedback from John Monopoly. And we were like, word? And you know, she called me and my boy Pat on three-way. And she was like, yeah, man, they said they want to do the deal. Good Music wants to do the deal. And you know, we was on the phone like, oh shit. But then she was like, but, you know, they only want Sean and not Pat. I remember the next day in school, you know, Pat didn't really say nothing. It was kind of like, it was kind of like his soul left his body. And then I remember that summer going to college, Kanye hit me up. Man, you know, we ready to sign you. We ready to get the ball rolling with you.